discussing Thomas Tuchel's decision to bring Kepa on for the penalty shootout, which has got everyone talking this morning and last night.
Yeah.
Interestingly, we've got some Chelsea fans on that think it was the right decision because of his record in penalty shootouts.
How can it be the right decision?
Indeed. I don't know.
Can somebody explain to me how it's the right decision?
They said they were happy with it. In fact, I'll find it if you want, and I'll read it out.
Don't, because it annoyed you.
Yeah, well, it didn't annoy me that much. I'm not a Chelsea fan. You guys are talking such hindsight rubbish. Kepa got us through 2 shootouts to get to the final, and we all expected this to happen, and we're very happy with it.
Very, very happy. That's good. I hope you're very happy this morning then.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game of football and deserves a more and deserves...
You're right there. He's absolutely spot on there. That was an absolutely brilliant game of football. There's no doubt about it. I mean, as we said, congratulations to Liverpool. What a game of football. The tempo, the pace, the speed, the closing down, the touches. What about Diaz, by the way? Oh, he looks a real deal.
Right in, hasn't he?
He had a kind of 25-minute period in the first half. You know, every time he get the ball, he just lit the place up.
I love a player as well that can come into a league like this, walk onto a pitch at Wembley and act like he owns the place just immediately.
It was brilliant.
This isn't the kind of analysis I think that he wanted. Did you want more Chelsea analysis? He's not left a name, but we're going to do it now anyway because we're going to move on and speak to Mario Melchiot in just a second. Liverpool-Chelsea, they played out what we've just described as an incredible cup final. It really was. It just was so interesting, wasn't it? It went right down to the wire at Wembley. Have a listen.
Has been associated with what happened in a penalty shootout here at Wembley and immediately before it when he refused to leave the field. Now he's been brought on for a penalty shootout and he has to score his penalty to keep Chelsea in the tie. And he's blazed it over the bar! It's penalty shootout in the money for Kepa. It is Liverpool who win the League Cup.
Now, all the talk after the game was about Thomas Tuchel's decision to replace his keeper, Edouard Mendy, and bring on Kepa for just the penalties. Incredible decision. It went against him. However, speaking to Alex Crook pitchside after the game, the Chelsea boss defended his decision to do just that.
We talked about it before. It was not decided yet. We say we will always respect how the game goes, and if we need 5 changes before, we need 5 changes before. There's absolutely no trust issue with Edu. Kepa trains a lot with the players, penalty shootouts through the whole season on a daily basis. He is so strong in it because he has more time in training than Edu. And it is a kind of a boost when he comes on because everybody knows how good he is. So we try to implement it with the substitution. Yeah, okay, if now somebody says this was a mistake, okay, this is what goes on with decisions. You take them when they need to be taken and not when you can judge them after.
Okay, let's get more on yesterday's game. I'm delighted to say joining us now is former Chelsea defender Mario Melchiot. Good morning, Mario.
Mario, very good morning.
Good morning, people. Good morning.
Mario, listen, I know you'll obviously be disappointed with the result. Your old team been beaten in penalties by Liverpool, but before we go on to the major talking points, I want to ask you, what a game of football. You must have enjoyed it.
Oh, man, this, Ali, I said it, because I worked on another channel, but away from that, it was just that people that love football, like you and myself, and Laura as well, we love football, but if you just love goals, you will not appreciate a game like that, because this was the highest level of football. The way they pressed, both teams were pressing, both teams were playing to win, the lines were tight, they were trying to really isolate each other in the sense of it was funny watching a game where both teams are trying to block out a counter-attack and still you see them coming out and doing it. Yeah. Oh, it was beautiful.
Some amazing saves from both goalkeepers because before the game even had kicked off, there were so many, I suppose storylines is the right way to describe it, about who was going to start, about how that would affect the game. Some of the saves in that game were incredible, Mario.
Wow, I think, Keller, he did his job, and Keller, if you see just the saves he made, and you go wow, this is so impressive. But then you see Mendy. Oh, there's one strike. Maybe it's it's one strike that he had. I think it was one outside the box, and then Mane could tap it in, and he had a double save on that.
Amazing.
And I just looked at those goalkeepers. I have to compliment them. Why I have to compliment one? I never wanted to be a goalkeeper. And 2, now I understand how difficult it is because they have just proved it to me.
Mario,
like, this is not my job.
Mario, I mean, you touched on it. I was lucky enough to be there. I was blessed to be there at the stadium, and what a privilege it was. And it was one of those saves where you look at the person next to you and say, did that just happen? How he managed to get up and save from Sadio Mane was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, it was incredible. Like, it was that good. And I'm going to be honest, I hit him I dropped him a note and saying like, oh my God, I enjoyed watching you, and I know he's disappointed, but at least he took the time to say, thank you, brother. But I just, Mendy, like, just the game he had, because I know it's easy to knock people down. It's the same way when Kepa came on. I know people are going to talk about it and stuff, but guys, come on. For me, it's like this. In a moment of the game when is high stakes are happening, can you stand there and kick the ball and take the penalty? Ali, look, you're miles ahead of me because, you were one of those cold players that could do the job. I wasn't that level, my friend. I'm sorry. Look, I will defend you. I will play against you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to penalties, I will watch you how you kick.
The quality. You're spot on. I thought the quality of the penalties was amazing. I mean, wasn't it great? I mean, Van Dijk smashing it in, and then you get Firmino doing a little bit of a dink. It was the quality and those, as you say, Mario, and that pressurised, position, that where one miss can cost your team the cup. I thought the quality of penalty was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good. And also, just like, he swapped the goalkeeper and and people will jump on it and say, like, why did he do it? He did it before. And it's not the first time I see this happening because I remember Holland did it and it worked out well. And if it worked out well, nobody will talk about it. But the quality of the guys, how can you go through the whole team, everybody scores, and then it gets to the goalkeeper to make the decision? That's one of the hardest things. You don't expect that to happen. And then also, if you see Van Dijk's penalty, Kepa was standing in that corner.
I know.
And Van Dijk smashed it in that corner where he was standing and then looked over his shoulder and looked at him.
Exactly.
Like if he wanted to say, like, hey, dude, I saw you standing there, but I'm going to prove you that I'm going to kick it right there. Listen, guys, look, I'm a Chelsea fan, but when I see things like that happen, I have to say that is just man v man.
Yeah.
Or, you understand? And it doesn't mean like I'm calling a man out because it could be woman v woman, but the thing is, what I'm saying is that just to see two men having a battle, and it was just eye connection battle, and one wins. Oh, it's beautiful to watch.
Mario, here's a question then. Do you think he would have done that if that was Mendy standing in the same position?
Oh, yeah.
You think Van Dijk would have gone to that side if Mendy had been standing there?
Yeah, because Kepa is penalty, when it comes to penalties, on the record, you understand the way Chelsea is participating in the penalties, Kepa normally is way more confident, or they are way more confident about Kepa than they were about Mendy. Doesn't mean Mendy is not good in standing in front of a penalty kick, but it's just on the record now, it says Kepa had a better record, so that's why they did it. That's why I think Van Dijk did the same. I
think you're right in respect, would you, Mario? Because if you're taking the penalty, put the flip side, if you're taking that penalty, you cannot be worried at all about who's in the goal. That shouldn't come into it at all. What you should be focused on is what you're going to do with the kick, and I think Van Dijk did that. Would you,
so Mario, because we've been speaking about this all morning, and would you, for example, so what the Chelsea fans are saying is, look, he's done it before, League Cup twice in penalty situations, beat Aston Villa, beat Southampton, Super Cup, beat Villarreal. Would you think that was the right decision? Like, if you were the manager, would you have changed and brought him on?
Look, Tuchel said the right thing. They talked about it before. If something works, why would you change it? If you have already the feeling that goalkeeper is better at penalty kicks, I know. If I look at Mendy, I'm not going to lie about it. In the game, exceptional. Mendy is my first goalkeeper, yes. But if I see that my second goalkeeper is good at penalties, why would I not take the advantage and say, like, put him on and let him do it? If it doesn't work out, okay, then later on I will figure it out. But at this point, he took that step. And that's why I would have done the same. So
going forward, if it happens again, do you think he'll do it again?
Going forward, I'm not sure if he will do it again. Because you know what? One thing I didn't think, and I'm going to tell you why this is the answer what I'm giving now. I did not think Kepa practiced enough the way he was going to score. The way he struck that ball, it was almost like a clearance of goal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a goalkeeper that was trying to pick a spot. And that is the only thing I would say, Kepa needs to practice that particular thing. I wasn't good at it, so I'm not talking about like a player that says, oh, I know how to do it. No, guys. When you're standing there, listen, everybody can tell the stories, but wait till you stand there. It's a whole different ball game. I would do it because sometimes you just got to have the, whatever you want to call it, you got to have the guts to grab the ball and just do your job and don't talk too much. And I would go for the power instead of the finesse what some of the players had.
Mario, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for coming on, mate.
Great to talk, mate. All the very best.
Thank you, guys. All the best.
See you soon, mate.
See you soon. Mario Melchiot, who won the FA Cup with Chelsea in the year 2000.
Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.